This is Henry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, oh my gosh, we talk about the game between the Redskins and the Packers. Well, that got screwed up somehow.
It's funny because every time right beforehand, you're just like, do you hear this? Do you hear this? We got everything ready to go. And then
precarious predictions. You know what? By episode 1000, we might have everything working. Maybe. It wouldn't be Harry Hog Football if stuff didn't just go crazy. Anyway, the game between the Redskins and the Packers. This and much, much more live with Aaron and John. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, John?
What's up?
Excellent.
I also have to go into there. Now I'm in the Discord room. I wasn't even in there yet. Okay, well, you know. Hopefully we're live on YouTube for episode 562. Victory!
Victory with Heineke.
Right before the podcast, we were listening to some song by the Gregory Brothers about corn, and it was cracking us up.
It's corn. Dude.
Heineke, 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 Heineke.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
You guys were all down Carla Heineke in the chat room.
I was
of
not.
Our Discord server. And
Not
I was
me.
just like, he hasn't. You're right. You were not. But I was like, dude, he hasn't played since the preseason. And that was with like second teamers, even though our offensive line is kind of like second teamers anyway.
And fourth teamers.
But what happened? He got sacked once, the whole game.
And I think that was at the very end,
He
wasn't
rolled
it?
out a lot. He was moving. He was grooving.
He was a little rusty in the first quarter, but I was in the chat room like, dudes, give him another quarter before you start yelling for Hal.
I was like,
And
chill.
let's just say, I had a feeling, dare I say it, dude?
I called it.
The second revenge game.
I knew he wanted revenge for giving himself up because I was at that game. And I wanted
you were.
revenge for giving himself up because I was very, very perturbed at that last year. So we got the revenge. So last year I got the revenge.
Hold on, dude. You have to tell the story of the security guard, or was it a cop?
Dude, they can go back to last year's episode and watch and get that story. I don't need to regurgitate it here.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going there, fella? If he was at the stadium yesterday, I would have went up to him and said, "How's it going there, fella? How's it feel with Aaron Rodgers laying face down on the turf as the clock strikes 000 there, buddy?"
Like, yeah, man.
Aaron Rodgers sucked.
Aaron Rodgers sucked, but dude, he has no receivers. His receivers are like the worst year of Redskins receivers. Like.
Welcome to our world, dude. Cry me a river.
I when they lost Devontae Adams to free agency, I was like, man, it's really got to burn him up. And it didn't really hear anything about it. And after, the year before, a whole lot of things, Aaron Rodgers was in the press about a lot of stuff.
Lying about vaccines and stuff of that nature.
Amongst other things. But you didn't really hear a peep about him with Devontae Adams leaving. But I was like, that's a big miss for him. Boy, was it, because he had one guy. He had that lizard dude, and we just kept beating the crap out of him and making him have to go out of the game and take a blow, and he'd come back in for a couple more plays, and he'd be like, my liver. And they had to take him out again.
Lazard.
He's a lizard.
We had an injury. Frosted Hoss got injured. He got a concussion in this game.
It looked like he got a concussion. When I saw it, I was just like, that dude is seeing stars right now. He's walking off the field, but he was like, eh.
What was that play where our fourth string tight end threw a pass?
That Rodgers dude, he was like, apparently he was a college quarterback.
Well, Heineke like lined up as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
That was a little bit odd. I think it kind of worked, didn't it? Didn't he get like 6?
I think it kind of worked because people are just like, what's going on? Because nobody knew about our fourth tier tight end. That's for sure. I didn't either until that game. We're getting lots of
I did.
Lots of good commentary in that game from the I thought we had good commentary.
Yeah. I mean, I remember Armani Rogers, is that his name? From the preseason.
Oh, yeah.
He played a lot because all of our other tight ends were injured, remember?
That's true. That is true.
Well, Bates was supposedly back for this week, right? Am I wrong? I think I saw him in there at one point.
I thought I saw him in there too. Bates is one of those guys that you've never really noticed until he catches the ball. You know, unless you're like really like watching tight ends block.
You know who I did notice? Mr. Clutch, Art Monk 2. Terry McLaurin was about as clutch as they come.
What a beautiful game.
He had at least 2, maybe 3 clutch catches when we had to have them, especially that one at the end to try to run out the clock. And I thought I thought his forward progress was stopped inbounds, but they said he was out. So, and that would have brought us to the 2-minute warning, but still.
I think he was out.
Remember that other play before that where he took it over by the sideline and stayed in bounds and like dragged the guy with him to stay in bounds a few plays prior.
That who was that? Mika Fitzpatrick? That dude's like a really good quarterback.
I don't know who that dude was, but
he's like a Pro Bowl quarterback. And Terry McLaurin was just we were just kind of beating the crap out of these guys. Even Terry McLaurin was kind of beating the crap out of him. It was crazy.
So riddle me this. In weeks gone by, it seems like Wentz either didn't throw it to Terry or had trouble getting it to Terry. But in this game, it looked to me like Heineke was able to do something Wentz wasn't. Get it to Terry.
After he got through with those jitters in the first half, and he got lucky. Like that very first series, he threw on third down, like his first hospital ball, and it looked like someone was either going to pick it or someone was going to catch it and just get wrecked out in center field.
Is that the one where Terry ran in and knocked it down? Otherwise, it would have been a pick.
It might have been,
because he did that too.
What a fantastic game for him. But I mean, we just kind of beat them up.
Yeah, we beat them in this game.
Their offensive line was bad.
It's like I couldn't say that we beat the Bears, but we beat the Packers.
We did this time. We absolutely did. It was nice to see. And I mean, Taylor Heineke, another year, he gets $125,000 every win.
And that dude,
he's gonna buy a pair of Jordans that are in Green Bay colors in yellow and green. Like every time he beats a team, he gets a pair of like Jordans that are in the color of that team. Like custom orders them.
And dude, I'm gonna get you one of those jackets like he had on, like.
Oh man,
Chief Z tailgating jacket.
I was like, did you buy that from the guys outside the stadium?
Where did he get that, dude? It totally looked like an outside the stadium jacket sale.
It really was an outside the stadium jacket.
Mr. Outside the stadium. Oh, look who just joined the chat room.
Who's in the chat?
It's 3 Pete.
Oh.
Don't have anything to say. Welcome to the chat room, 3 Pete. Don't think you'll be changing your name to 4 Pete this year. Just saying. Just saying.
He's probably going to say the year's not over yet. All right, this Armani Rogers guy went to Ohio, not Ohio State, Ohio.
Ohio, the green team, right? In Athens.
Green team in Athens, Ohio.
Not Athens, Georgia. Athens, Ohio.
Not Athens, Georgia, or I don't know, Athens, Greece.
Athens, Greece.
I wonder how many Athens there are in the United States.
I don't know, but we have a Versailles in Kentucky.
A Versailles.
Versailles.
That's a kind of like Dublin.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I interrupted you.
I have no idea what I was talking about. We totally went off the off what we were talking about. Oh, I think we were talking about Taylor Heineke. Just showing he's got moxie, and everyone loves this guy, and everyone stepped up, and they were able to get him to move around because it's not a statue back there. There was one play in there, and 2 guys in our chat room. By the way, our chat room is on Discord, and you can get to it by Eric. Can you see the address?
tinyurl.com/HarryHF is the chat room. You can also go on YouTube. I think John monitors that chat room. I gotta figure out how to get that chat room in here.
We don't monitor YouTube. We just look to see if it's playing.
We don't monitor YouTube. You need to come into the Discord if you want to be monitored on the chat.
Unless you're looking for a German Scheiße video.
In fact, just before this podcast, I was like, oh look, we have comments on some of our YouTube videos, and one of them was like, it was like translated from German. Do you want to trade porn videos? And it's like report as pornography. So I reported it to YouTube.
You reported it.
It was like, thank you. Anyway, one of the messages, there was a bunch of people that we know in there, like CJ Shoots Photo and some other guys like that. But one person was in there, and it was like, why did they recommend this?
They sound like Beavis and Butthead in there.
What I say to that person?
God!
It's recommended. Anyway, it was a great game, and you know who else?
Back to what we were talking about again. What was I talking about? I was talking about Heineke and everything he did. And how he's got moxie. What it comes down to, he's got moxie. Everyone, his heart is on the sleeve, and everyone gives 100% when he's out there, because obviously they didn't. That's what it was. I was talking about how a couple guys in our chat room, one guy was just like, I just told my wife on that play that if that was Carson Wentz, it would have been a sack. And I think Heineke like dropped back, and they moved forward to the right, and then he kind of rolled out to the left a little bit to get away from pressure and everything. And he ended up making the throw for a first down, I think, in the middle, down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And so I forget who it was in the chat room. You could go back a couple days, but they were just like, yeah, I just told my wife that if Carson Wentz was in, that would have been a sack. And the other guy was like, yeah, me too. And I was like, you know what? I think a whole lot of Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders Nation is saying the same thing right now. I mean, Taylor Heineke can move. They barely used his legs too, because they don't want him to get hurt, just like last year. But I mean,
you know what I love about him? When something bad happens, unlike Carson Wentz, he was sitting on the sideline like smiling and joking around and looking dopey. He looks like he's about to go out and get revenge for what just happened every time.
Dopey.
Like
after
he's like ready to go.
Like after that pick six, for instance, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't look like, oh well, it happens. He was, I gotta do better. I gotta correct some things. No, he's like, I'm going in there and like getting some touchdowns. Let's go.
After the game, he was interviewed by J.P. Finley, and he said, Taylor Heineke said, "Yep, I threw 3 touchdowns. One was to the other team."
I know, I saw that. And then he was like, when are you going to be able to celebrate this with a beer? And he's like, in about 15 minutes. I hope to be out in the parking lot with a beer. It was hilarious.
He's just an everyman. He's just an every guy, every dude, you know. He's not like a super duper millionaire, like tens of millions or hundreds of millions of dollars for some in some cases. He's just like a guy.
He just beats those guys.
Yeah, and he's just got his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah.
And some people want to root for like Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel and guys like that have the heart on their sleeve. Those guys are missing out on Taylor Heineke, man. That's this guy's the real deal.
So yeah, he did start off shaky.
For a backup. I'm not saying he's a starter.
He did start off shaky, like you said, but he was able to pull enough together to get the win. And a big part of that, dude, is our defense has been stepping up each week. It seems they get slightly better than they did. Like we mentioned it on the last podcast. In the earlier part of the season, they were giving up like 5 giant plays a game. 4 giant plays. I think this week they gave up 1 giant play right at the end. And that whole last drive was a little frustrating because they played so well and then they gave up like 3 penalties to keep that drive going to let Green Bay.
3 penalties all on that drive.
Yeah. The first one I think was on St. Just. Is that the one that gave him the first down when we had him at third and had him stopped? I think he got hands to the face or something. Something lame.
Something lame. But, you know.
But
I mean, we got that big call that was in there as well that people said was lame, like Green Bay fans were upset about.
That it was a fumble 6, right?
Yeah, it was a fumble 6 because Heineke was rolling forward and he got hit from behind. Didn't know the guy was there because he was actually like really about to look like he was starting to take off.
Yep.
So he got hit from behind and he fumbled the ball and they threw it in for 6. But I mean, when you look at it, their guy, it was what was it? Illegal.
He got the guy impeded our guy from going out for a pass. So if he didn't have him to throw to, then okay, he's going to get hit.
Yeah, so I mean that's actually an emphasis this year in the NFL is calling that particular penalty. So if you're grabbing our guy and not letting him go after 5 yards, you're going to get a penalty, even when you get a pick 6. I mean, you know how many times that kind of crap has happened to us in the last 20-something years?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Every time we get a pick or something, I'm looking around to see if there was some kind of flag.
Every time.
Every time we get a touchdown before I celebrate now, it's like, is there a flag? Got to be a flag. Speaking of touchdowns and Heineke, what about that throw to McLaurin in the end zone? That perfectly thrown ball he dropped in there right in front of our dog, Cole CC and his dad. And his dad.
And his dad.
So apparently Cole CC was at the game in that corner of the end zone. And I guess Terry McLaurin like handed it up to his mom or aunt or someone who was up there. And after the game, she was like letting them take pictures of the touchdown ball with fans, and like Cole CC's on there, like. So anyway, way to go, Cole CC. But that throw was amazing, dude. So he can throw them in there every once in a while.
Sorry, I'm texting my wife to make sure she doesn't throw a piece in the oven because I already ate we had some pork tenderloin left over.
Ryan Robinson.
Did you eat the pork tenderloin? I thought you'd already eaten it. There's half left. Love you.
Ryan Robinson.
Back to a regularly scheduled program. Ryan Robinson had a good game, but you know who had a better game?
Gibson.
Number 24.
He looked good.
He looks this year, dude. Like the biggest knock on him, other than the fumbles, of course, was that you especially were saying he just can't find the hole, and a lot of people saw that. We're saying the same thing. He's starting to find the hole more and more now.
Yeah, he would he just wouldn't go forward. He would take his time, and then the holes would close up. And now he's like just going. He's looking like way better in the last few weeks, especially this week. I don't know what was his stat line. I think I might actually have it. Hold up over here. I got it. He had 10 carries for 60 yards or 59 yards. That's pretty good, dude. Almost 6 yards a
5.9
carry.
yards a carry, yeah. That is not bad at all.
As a team, as our double-headed monster, I guess.
Yeah.
We had 166 yards on the ground. That includes a few by Samuel and one by McKissick.
Man, every time Samuel gets the ball and he runs that ball up the middle of the field, I'm just like, that dude is going to get broken in half.
Dude, do you want to know how many yards we held Green Bay to rushing? 38!
38 yards. What does that tell you? That tells you that, one, their offensive line isn't good at opening up the run. And number two, our defensive line was looking pretty stout this game.
Well, their offensive line, they weren't... In the first quarter, it was killing me because Aaron Rodgers was just throwing these little screens and these little pitch outs and dink and dive plays on every single play. Like, he wasn't giving our D time to get back there and hit him at all. It was just out, 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 out. Yeah. So a lot of it was that stuff that was killing us, throwing it around the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we made adjustments because it stopped working. We didn't give up any. Remember last year? Third downs to the other team would make it like 3rd and 1,000,000 and they'd make it every time.
That stat blew my mind. I couldn't believe they did not convert a single third down in that game.
Or fourth.
Third
or fourth. They tried 1 or 2 fourths. They didn't get it. But when's the last time we held a team to 0 third down conversions? Never.
I can't tell you the last time. I really don't know.
They got shut down, dude. I mean, our defense is looking stout, finally. And we still don't have Chase back.
And Terry McLaurin had himself a superstar game. And I think Heineke said in an interview afterwards also, he was just like, well, we pay him the big bucks, so we were expecting him to step up. Which is great when Heineke actually throws them the freaking ball, unlike Wentz.
Mm-hmm. Curtis Samuel had a nice game too.
Yep, he did. Harmony Rogers, like we said, we just all in all had a pretty decent game. But we have to. The Green Bay just shot themselves in the foot, very, very, very Redskins style. Yeah,
Yeah, and they just sucked.
Well, dude, I was thinking that during the game. It's part of this. I mean, you've got Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, guys like that want every dollar they can muster on their contracts. Guys like Tom Brady, and between those, the guy, Aaron Rodgers has won Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But people like Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes either sign a contract early, in Pat Mahomes' case, so they'll have a lot of money to give later on. He's still just has an insane amount of cash anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Tom Brady, you just take 2 or 3 million less a year.
So that you have dudes that are good with you.
You have dudes that are good with you, and you win Super Bowls. It's a novel concept, but a lot of these guys just don't get it. And I understand getting all the money that's there, but eventually it gets to what do you need? Like you want 50, you want 52 million, you want 55 million. I mean,
you want 55 million, or do you want 3 million to go to a guy that can actually catch the passes that you're throwing, so you'll play longer?
You'll play longer. You'll have better blockers up front. I mean,
they better stats. Win more games. I know. People are too selfish, though, dude. People are selfish.
Exactly, and that's exactly the word. That word today is selfish.
Selfish.
Aaron Rodgers is selfish. Russell Wilson is selfish. Tom Brady has generosity abounding.
Abounds. What about what's his face? Jamin Davis took another step forward. He had a pretty decent game. He had a couple tackles for losses. One where he just flew in and destroyed some guy like 5 yards deep.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, and you're just like, dude, all right, this is the kind of stuff we're starting to want to see from a first round pick. I mean, we need him to get in there on plays like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not like a superstar first round person like you would expect, but he is definitely, like St. Juice is growing. He's growing. Jamin Davis is growing. St. Juice is growing. Forrest is making more plays out there.
Our entire defensive line is making plays.
Yeah. Obata was in there. And well, it's looking like we're gonna get number 99, the Predator. We're gonna get him back.
Not this week though.
Probably not this week.
I was hoping because we're gonna be there. Me, Josh, Shanny are gonna be at the game. I ordered my Sell the Team shirt, which I will be wearing to the game. John's got one coming in.
I'll be wearing while watching the game.
If you guys want a Sell the Team shirt, hit us up in the Discord room. You want one with our logo. I also made some for Etsy that I can't have our logo on it because it says Redskins on it and they won't allow it. So they're just plain ones that say Sell the Team in Etsy. But if you want the real Harry Hog one, come to the Discord room. I can get them for you.
Well, let's look at the next 5 weeks. No, next 6 weeks that we have going on.
Championship.
We have 3 more games with Taylor Heineke, we know for sure, unless he gets hurt. At Indy this weekend, who are starting Erlinger.
I can't wait.
Longhorns' own. As Aaron was
I
talking
can't
about.
wait.
We welcome back Kirk Cousins.
I can't wait.
And then we'll go to Philly for a nighttime
I
game.
can't wait.
I don't know about that. But we have Heineke for those. After that, we can play at Houston, who sucks.
I can't
Versus
wait.
Atlanta. And then at New York Giants. And then we have the bye week.
You know what I'm saying?
There are a lot of teams in the NFL that are like us, 3-4, 4-3, right in the middle of the pack. It's like a big old log jam. We are half a game out of the last wild card spot right now. Half game.
I can't wait.
And we got Heineke in there who brings a spark. He's got moxie.
I love you guys, man.
We can't have Carson Wentz come back in. He has to miss at least what? Did we say he has to miss 6 games?
I think 6 games will probably make it safe for us not to have to give up a damn second round pick now that we're already giving up everything else.
He's not if all right. If Heineke keeps playing like he did in the second half,
yeah,
Wentz isn't coming back. He's lost the job.
I would say so, and I think the vast majority of fans say so. But Ron Rivera is the man that has the call, and Ron Rivera is the man that supposedly got very upset when people said it was Dan Snyder who said it, who decided he wanted Carson Wentz instead of him. It wouldn't surprise me if he wanted Carson Wentz and Dan Snyder said it as well. I don't know. Who knows anything about Dan Snyder? We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Look at Taylor Bud Light Goat.
Taylor Bud Light Goat.
I can't believe we started out so bad and we're going to win the Super Bowl. We're winning it all, dudes. We're on a 2-game winning streak. We're just going to march through the NFC North. We're going to destroy all those boys.
Man, this weekend, dude, like a week ago, it was going to be Carson Wentz versus Matt Ryan. And now it's going to be a Heineke versus Erlinger. Pew, pew, pew.
Dude, Heineke's going to show that rook how it works. Welcome to the NFL, son. What do they say? Hook 'em high or something like that?
Hook 'em high or something like that. Longhorn. I have no idea.
I don't know their symbol. Is it this?
I think it's this.
And then they...
I thought
that was
like
I love
Justin.
you.
I think it's Justin.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is. But anyway, he's going to get beat because we're on our way to the championship.
Championship.
We're winning this thing. There's only one thing left to do.
Fire Dan Snyder or make Dan Snyder sell the team.
Oh, speaking of.
Hmm.
All right, so last week at the stadium, apparently people having sell the team signs and tags on their heads that said sell the teams, and the team made them remove these?
Yeah, some people, excuse me, some people had bags that they bought online that said sell the team on them, and they couldn't take them in because no one wanted to see. I mean, before the game, I think Sunday morning or Saturday night, they put out a new statement. It was basically like, we could tell you can't bring anything into the stadium if we don't want you to. Specifically these items.
You know why?
Because Dan Snyder sucks.
No, it's because we are the communists.
We are the commanders.
We can tell you whatever you want to do.
We are the commanders.
That's again, just like everything else, the name Commanders came from Dan Snyder. Nobody else.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you think Jim Irsay is going to make me take off my shirt that says sell the team and put my sign down at his stadium this weekend?
I hope. Where are your seats at?
50-yard line, but on the upper deck, 4th row. So probably they won't see it. The cameraman might pick us out. But
they might, especially. It depends on how many Washington fans are there.
Me and Josh are going to have to bring some giant poster boards on the camping trip and decorate those the night before.
Decorate those things.
Craft night.
I need those. Craft night.
It's going to be craft night in the Airstream. We'll put red glitter on it, like the glue, the Elmer's glue, and some gold glitter, and make the big signs that say sell the team.
Sell the team with glitter.
Sell the team. Sell that. We'll start the chant.
Apparently people were chanting that at the game, but I never really heard it on the broadcast, unfortunately.
We would ask Cole CC, but I don't see him in the chat room. But I don't think we're going to get any flack from our sign going into the Lucas Oil Stadium.
Jim Irsay has said, since he made those comments during the last NFL owners meeting, that he's still behind this get rid of Dan Snyder, because he's basically he's making all of us look bad. We need to get rid of him.
And he also said something like, we need to listen to the fans.
Oh, dude. Yeah, dude.
All of the Redskins fans hate him. We need to listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. With Jim Irsay, I got to say, just about all the old Colts fans hated Jim Irsay's dad. So, unfortunately, the counterpoint, but I mean, Jim Irsay is pretty popular with Colts fans, even though he has this, his addiction notices, all out in the open and everything.
I don't care. He's our hero right now.
He is our hero right now, and he loves rock and roll.
Did you ever know that Jim Irsay's our hero? He's an unlikely hero, dude. An unlikely ally.
Unlikely ally, him. I mean, we got him. We got the guy from the Raiders, Al Davis' son. And we know we have the Green Bay Packers because it's Mark Murphy, right? President, former Washington Redskins, Super Bowl winner.
Mark Murphy.
He's the one that votes for that team. So
what we need to do is we need to get on Twitter and tell everyone, every Commanders fan, all 12 of us that happen to be going to the game in Indy this week to make signs. We can't put them up at FedEx, but we can put them up here.
And I bet bet if you have them and the cameraman notices them, like you said, I think that you might get on TV. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'll be like, dude, you're on TV. What?
And then we'll get a cease and desist note passed down from the luxury booth where Dan Snyder is sitting. Be like, you can come out here and deliver that cease and desist yourself, buddy.
Oh man, they're gonna vote him out. They're gonna vote. He's gonna be the first NFL owner to be voted out of office.
I hope so.
Because he's not gonna quit. He's not gonna sell the team unless he gets forced out.
I'm gonna cut him. The owners are going to cut him. All right.
I hope so.
Let's do. What else do we want to say about this game? It was so awesome, and we don't have anything to like really complain about.
Yeah, you do.
Joey Sly.
Because Treshway actually had a good game. Joey Sly, not so much.
I cannot stand Joey Sly. He misses at least one every game. Am I wrong?
No, I guess you're not wrong.
I think statistically I'm correct.
I think statistically, I always say he's not the worst kicker in the NFL. I said that about Hopkins last year. He's not the worst kicker in the NFL. Sometimes these guys sometimes these guys, they have bad games.
You know who's been really good? Really great pickup? Cheeseman, dude. We never mention him. Just like we never mentioned the red snapper.
Dude, that's exactly right. I was really surprised he didn't end up with the cheese on his head walking out of the stadium, but he did not. Somebody else did. Who was it?
St. Juiced snagged it.
Was it St. Juiced or was it Percy?
Someone else. I think Percy Butler snagged it, but then there's a picture running around on Twitter with St. Juice wearing it in the locker room. So that's 2 weeks in a row. Like, who beat the Packers the week before? I'm trying to remember. Whoever beat the Jets. Remember the Jets destroyed them before us. And so when the Jets beat them, one of their players snagged a cheese head and was dancing around with it on his head. And now we did it. Now whoever they lose to next week has to do it.
I think I read that Percy gave his gloves to someone and they gave him his cheese head or her cheese head, I think.
Oh, to get it for the
to get it because because it's not like he's ever going to wear those gloves again. They're going to give him new gloves. Probably wore all the
Dick's oil off.
all the Dick's oil, all the Dick's pitch off of them.
Dick's pitch. Well, I know what we're naming this episode. They wore all the Dick's pitch off the gloves.
They wore the Dick's pitch off the gloves, man. She's probably like, man, they're not even sticking in my hand.
They don't stick after the game. They only last 4 quarters. Those gloves. We've talked about it so many times about how they're all like, look at this one-handed catch. It's like, dude, go to Dick's, put on some of those receivers' gloves, and tell me you couldn't catch the ball with one hand.
Yeah, I was actually telling my wife that people they've kind of stopped talking about that all the time because everyone does it all the time, and they realize it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It hits your gloves. It sticks to your gloves.
It sticks to them. It's the Dick's pitch.
It's the Dick's pitch. That's why it sticks. It's the Dick's pitch.
That's why I'm gonna make a graphic. I'm gonna make a graphic, and it's gonna be a glove, and it's gonna say Dick's pitch.
That's why it sticks.
But was he induced?
Oh my gosh. All right. Beavis and Butthead. Those guys are totally like Beavis and Butthead. They don't know anything.
We don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Oh, Taylor Bud Lighty Goats trying to get us back on task here.
Oh, sorry.
Wild Goose has been quietly serviceable so far. Huge improvement over William Jackson. You're totally not wrong. I noticed that too during this game.
That's really kind of where the defense changed. That's really why where the defense started upticking was when William Jackson got benched.
Yeah. Isn't it a coincidence? No, he was getting burnt multiple times every game and putting his hands in people's faces and like he's a soccer player.
And then it was like, I want to be traded. And they were like, all right.
Rubbing his Dick's pitch all in people's faces.
They're rubbing his Dick's pitch all over people's like face guards. On their visors.
Oh, they can't see anymore if they have those shields on and he like has his hands all over it.
I'm telling you. I think William Jackson III probably used too much of that stuff.
So supposedly we're trying to trade him. But the deadline is like this weekend, isn't it? The deadline is Monday, right? I'm pretty sure.
Hey Google, when is the NFL trade deadline?
Can't say that on a live recording, then it's going to set off everyone's thing when they listen to it. All 12 people that listen. It didn't work.
Oh man.
I think the trade deadline's this weekend.
Hey Google, stop. Oh, sorry, people.
I'm going to Google it. NFL trade deadline.
Maybe it's Tuesday. It might be today. No, it wouldn't be today. We know about it. It might be next Tuesday. It's getting close.
November 1st. November 1st, dude. Exactly what I thought. So yeah, next
All
week.
Saints Day.
So we need to get rid of William Jackson III. And can we trade Carson Wentz for like a 7th or something?
No one's gonna touch him with a 10-foot pole, man.
We picked up half his salary.
$48.3 million this year.
Someone might give him $14 million to sit on the bench and smile. Us.
Like doo-doo.
Yeah, but it's not like
doo-doo?
Yeah, but the Colts thought they were all like, smart. We're gonna go get Matt Ryan. And now they're benching him.
The Colts, I don't want to hear anything from the Colts about Peyton Manning and then Andrew Luck. You guys had the quarterback for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So
and they're like, what quarterback have we had since? We haven't had a good quarterback since Andrew Luck. I'm like, isn't that like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Exactly. And didn't he quit? He retired.
And if you got, and 2 years ago, add a 0 to that. That's what it's like for us.
Yeah. We had Josh Johnson butt fumble in the same game. Where'd your head go? You're gone. Oh, you popped back. Whoa. Whoa, you're disappearing and then coming back. Lean forward again. Whoa. If you lean forward, you disappear. It's hilarious.
Oh, my light is going. My light is dying.
That what's happening? Okay.
My light. Yes.
Wild Goose. Yeah, Wild Goose. I don't know where he came from, but he's been so much better than William Jackson III. In fact, instead of signing William Jackson III, why didn't we just go pull this Wild Goose? He probably came from he's probably like Heineke's roommate. Get him in there. Get all these dudes that can play that no one knows about and not pay anyone.
Wild Goose. Wild Goose went to Wisconsin.
Really?
Well,
he's a Badger.
A lot of geese fly through the Badger State.
He's a Badger.
He was with the Jets last year.
Well, they shouldn't have let him go because I might get my game ball this week. I'm getting you I'm getting you one of those DC jackets, dude. If I can find one.
One of those
Chiefs E tailgating jacket. Post game. That's what they would call it on like a website.
Oh man.
They kind of look like a jacket like your dad would have brought home in like the early 90s from the flea market.
That's exactly what it would be like.
It's got like that. It's got like that fake suede on the sleeves.
It had like DC, and they were like burgundy and like gold accents on the coat, but there's no like
official
Commanders or Redskins or Washington football team on there or Nationals or anything. It was,
they don't want to get sued, dude. They don't want to get sued.
Yep.
They're not dumb, dude. They don't want to get sued outside the stadium by Dan Snyder. You know he'll do it. If he doesn't even let you bring a sign into the stadium.
Oh, yeah, dude. We've known that for years, though. You can't bring anything into the stadium that disparages Dan.
I mean, come on. It's in his manifesto. You can't say anything bad about Dan or his team.
You can't say anything about him. He sued the Washington paper because they drew a picture of him with horns on his head.
He sued a grandma because she couldn't afford to pay the season ticket contract after her husband died or something like that.
Yep.
He's ridiculous. And now Jim Irsay is leading the charge to take him out.
Man, wouldn't that be something? He'd be like the coolest owner ever. He'd be like on Mark Cuban territory.
Oh crap, dude! That reminds me. I gotta send my message to Chris Dow, who's gonna print it out in 6-point font and bring it and drop it on the 50-yard line of the Star because he has to work at Dallas this week. He's doing some video shoot there. So, you guys have any messages you want me to add to the note? You have like an hour until I send it to him.
And his son.
John just wants it to say "and his son," and that's it. I'll fill in the rest of it. It'll be very colorful, believe me.
Mostly the color blue.
If you find this, please deliver directly to Jerry Jones.
Not his son.
or his son. Skeletor. Anyway, okay. What else do we need to talk about? Games and kicks?
Games and kicks. I mean, I don't really want to go into any more Dan Snyder stuff because we've talked it to death so many times. Everyone's just ready for him to go. So let's just go into games and kicks. He got a revenge game. He got another revenge game. You called it once again.
I called it.
Heineke's $125,000 in new Jordans, richer. And I think he gets $1.5 million this year in his contract anyway. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year, by the way.
Oh, we need to re-sign him, dude.
Yeah. He's definitely the best backup quarterback. And some people have said he could start for like a couple of NFL teams. We're one of those teams.
No, we need to sign him, dude. We need to get him signed again. I think he'll re-sign. I think he'll re-sign because he loves being with Scott Turner. And he knows that we're the ones that gave him the chance and blah blah. So they need to re-sign him though before he goes on a run.
And we're in his backyard. He can drive down to Norfolk during like his bye week and go play golf.
We need to get him before he goes on a run though, because I'm predicting here, along with Taylor Bud Lightygoat, that he's going to go on this Super Bowl run.
You mean like get him on the show, like get him on here?
No, I mean on the team, they need to re-sign him before he goes on the Super Bowl run and wins the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden you got like the Patriots and everyone else trying to get him.
Right? Yeah, of course. That is
true.
So
that's all I'm saying. Let's do it.
Moxie.
Did you see JP Finley speaking up, being like, "I saw you diving for that pylon again in this game."
Yeah, that was the same thing where it was just like, yeah, scored 3 touchdowns. Oh, one of them was for the other team.
He tried his hardest to take that guy out, though, dude.
I know, and I remember watching him. I was just like, "Don't separate your shoulder diving after somebody on a stupid tackle for any quarterback ever to make anyway, but especially now because you're not going to get him."
Let's trade Heineke for Mahomes. Dude, they're going to have to throw in a couple of firsts if they want Heineke. Seriously. All right, dude.
You're next, Mahomes. You're next. You're next.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, as always, brought to you by Ridapoo. Go, John.
My kick in the balls goes to William Jackson III.
Why is he even still on this team? Let's trade him and see what we can get for him.
If we get like a 5th round pick for him, I'll be ecstatic. I think if we get something, we'll get like a conditional 6th, probably, which will end up being a 7th because he won't play wherever he goes anyway. Now you know what? I take that back. He's one of those guys that's really good at man-to-man coverage. So if we get to a man-to-man team, he might actually be good again.
Yeah, so that's maybe why he wants to be traded. So maybe some team will see value in that and give us more than a 6th.
Value. It's all
Doubt
about
it,
value.
because it never works that way for us. But,
well, Ron Rivera's turn of the tide. Guys.
This can't happen overnight. These changes can't happen overnight. Okay. I'm giving my kick to I don't want to do this, but I think I'm gonna have to. If it was St. Juice that got that penalty on that last drive to extend it, I'm giving it to him, even though he had an otherwise really good game and he's been playing well recently. Because that penalty was huge on their last drive where they were able to score and pull within 2.
Well, there were a number of penalties on that one that were on third down too, like 3 third down penalties.
Yeah, but that was the big one.
That was a really big one though.
But I'm looking at
pass interference. Yeah,
I'm going to the play-by-play. It was in the
but
fourth quarter.
he's living and he's learning. He's actually he's on the outside. He's doing better. I think Moose said it great during the game. He was just like, "It's cool that you tried a 6'2" guy on the inside. It's really crowded in there. You move into the outside, he's doing better. All right." That was paraphrasing, but
it was St. Juice, dude. It was 3rd and 3 when they had the ball at their own 32-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Incomplete pass. It would have been 4th down from their own 32, and St. Juice got illegal use of the hands.
Is that what it was?
Yep. That's the one I'm giving it to. And then you know who got the next one? I want to say it was Sweat. It was. That was on a 3rd and 6. So that was a big one too. So I could have given it to Sweat. And then it was pass interference on Fuller. So all 3 of those dudes, that drive that was their the bed drive. But I'm giving mine to St. Juice. I had to pick one of them. Nope, I'm changing it. I'm giving it to Fuller because he's just sucked more in general this year. And St. Juice is on his way up. Plus his was 18 yards. So I'm giving it to him. Fuller, you need to shape up, dude. St. Juice is turning into
Fuller, you only defended one play. You only pass defended one play in this game. Wild Goose had 2.
St. Juice is like becoming a solid NFL player.
He is. Now that he's being played in the right spot.
All right. Bud Lighty Goat is giving his to Aaron Rodgers for losing to us. Aaron Rodgers sucks, dude. Heineke is way greater than. He's also greater than Brady. We tried to warn Sean the Sixth before he went over to be a Bucs fan. That didn't work. Anyway, all right. Is it time? Anyone else giving out kicks in there? Nope. I think 3-Pete is too busy licking his wounds after getting beat by me in the league. You know, the guy that was only supposed to win 3 games this season? Not beat the 3-time repeat champion? That guy.
That's you. Oh.
I'm that guy.
We'll see what happens at the end of the season. We'll see how everything happens. Okay. Hopefully you will be on top with Harry Hog Football Fantasy Football League.
It doesn't matter. I've already won more than my 3 games that the pundit said, and I beat the 3-time champion. I'm good.
Who's going to win more games? You?
Without a quarterback, I might add.
Oh, you or the Commanders?
We are the Commanders.
Who's gonna win more games, me or the Commanders? That's a good question, dude. So far, I've got 4, and the Commanders only have 3. Kenny Ken will probably bet on that.
He might.
What do you mean he might? He bets on everything, dude. He'll bet on it.
He's a gambling degenerate.
Anyway. All right, so you know what time it is then.
Oh, yeah.
And now, the coveted and ever-elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award. Brought to you by nobody sponsors the Game Ball Award because in the last 30 years, our team has sucked.
Yeah.
Sean the Sixth is in here. What the? Sean the Sixth is in?
What? Bucs fan.
He's in the room. Anyway, all right, my game ball. I've been putting a lot of thought into this, and I think I have to give it to Antonio Gibson because we've dogged on him and dogged on him and dogged on him and crowned Brian Robinson the starter, and Antonio Gibson was gone, and then he just turned up and had a great couple of games, and this one was probably one of his best this season, in my opinion.
I wonder. Go ahead.
I was just trying to pull up his stats. He had 10 carries for 59. We already mentioned that. Long of 20. But there was someone else I could really hope you give yours to because I wanted to give out 2, but I'm not going to.
And don't forget, Gibson also had 3 catches for 18 yards because he used to be a receiver. I almost feel bad. I almost feel bad for J.D. McKissick. He's like the forgotten guy.
He still had 1 rushing thing for 4 yards.
And like 1 target he didn't catch. He could have been at Buffalo. He could have been with Josh Allen to be like, I don't know, 5-1.
Maybe he didn't want to move his family, dude.
Dude, there's a really big difference between Northern Virginia and freaking Buffalo. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. So anyway, who are you giving yours to?
Oh man, you know who mine's going to? Hockey! Woo!
All right, he's giving his to Heineke. That's not who I was going to pick, but go ahead.
How could you not? He won his revenge game against the guy that you saw last year after he gave himself up at the goal line.
Right in front of me, and I almost got kicked out of the stadium. I was so mad.
Buddy?
Again. Aaron almost got kicked out. Hey, speaking of, Shanny's supposed to be at this game this weekend. Dude, I might have you on speed dial if I get in any trouble over in my section.
Aaron's going to be with his, like, huge brother, though.
Dude, I got to give out another one then, since you didn't do this. Terry McLaurin was clutch. All I got to say. Clutch.
Absolutely.
Art Monk-like clutchness multiple times in this game. So
that was a statement game from him. That was a statement game for him for his career so far.
He went and got that ball. He went and got that.
It just these guys ball out. These guys ball out for Heineke.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. And not Carson Wentz.
All right. Let's see. Who else who's giving their games? Let's see. Game ball to Heineke for Sean the 6th.
Woo.
And Bud Lighty Goat, did he give one? 3-Pete gives his to Gibson. He always copies me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just messing with you.
HHFFL smack talk is building up.
I only have one word, dude. Scoreboard. Scoreboard. Okay. I would say I might meet him again in the playoffs, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Whatever scenario that ends up not happening. Dude, I think you're going to be good because you have Josh Allen and you have one of his receivers.
Not according to the pundits. I didn't have Josh Allen this week. Against 3-Pete, I put in a lesser quarterback because I wanted to take it easy on him. I put in Jacoby Brissett to play against 3-Pete. But he still couldn't take me. So,
well, Josh Allen can give his game ball to Terry McLaurin.
But I'll put Josh Allen back in next week. Staten Island Ferries rule that league. All right. Anyway.
Staten Island Ferries.
Where was I? Okay, I think that's everyone in the chat room giving out their game balls. Heineke, Gibson, and Heineke, and I changed mine to McLaurin. So, does that about wrap it up, dude? Next week We got the Colts. We will be there. We might do some like go into one of these live rooms pregame. I might try to do that on Discord. I think I can broadcast like from my phone into the live podcast room, and we'll do that before the game, maybe.
All right.
If anyone's interested, pop in there Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. It's a 4:00. Pop in there pregame.
That's
see if
right.
we're in
It's
there.
a 4 or 5 game. Is it 4 or 5?
4 something. It's gonna be weird.
I just brought the game up and now I can't.
Still got it. I can't. I got to get Shanny to tell me, where we're gonna tailgate. Oh, there he is. You missed it. You need to go back and listen to this, dude, because we talk a lot about the upcoming game and sell the team signs, and because
425, yeah, 425.
Because Irsay is not going to make us take down our signs, unlike
we are the Commanders.
Snyder.
You can put Irsay rules and put like someone playing an air guitar or something on the other side.
Like in the corner.
Yeah, dude, like an air guitar. Like,
Irsay rules. Sell the team in burgundy and gold. Got it.
Yeah, but you have to make him like a rock and roll dude because he loves rock and roll stuff. He buys so much like really expensive rock and roll stuff, like from the Beatles and people like that.
I wish I could buy that stuff.
It's nice to be a rich kid, huh?
Yep.
Nice to be a billionaire rich kid.
Okay, well, I think that about wraps it up.
I think so.
I'd like to give a shout out to everybody that joined us.
And everybody
chat
that watches the game.
Hey, there's Ian28 popped in.
Hey.
Shanny popped in at the end here. You guys got to go back and listen to this once I get it uploaded.
Yeah.
Reach out to us. tinyurl.com/HarryHF is our Discord room.
Yep.
Available 24/7. Also the Hog Line. You can leave some messages for us. 202-735-1788.
Goes right to voicemail.
Tweet us.
You can leave a message, and if you're funny, you might end up on the podcast.
Tweet us at Harry Hog and email us hhfpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our Sell the Team shirts.
Yep.
Available on Etsy.
Mine is coming tomorrow.
My shop there is called Aloha Aaron. Oh crap, the precarious prediction. I didn't get the record scratch. Record scratch. Thanks for reminding me. Okay.
You always forget the precarious prediction.
Record scratch sound effect. I wish someone would send it to me. I keep forgetting to get it. Okay, the funny thing is the podcast messed up at the beginning and started with the precarious prediction.
It did.
Dang. All right, here it is. Where's the sound? This is really jacked up. Yeah, the precarious prediction thing is screwed up. Thanks for the sound. I got to figure that out for next week. All right, precarious prediction. We're going in to Colts with their new gunslinging, hook 'em high quarterback from Texas. Where are they in Texas? Austin? Is that where?
Austin.
Okay, so we don't hate them as much.
Austin's weird. What you hear? Austin's one of those weird cities, kind of like Asheville.
We're going to destroy the Colts, dude. It's not even going to be close. Heineke's going to come in there with his moxie. And here's what I'm thinking. It's coming to me like the Swami. I'm seeing a big 24 for Washington, and I'm seeing a 13 for the Colts. 24-13 Washington. Terry McLaurin will have 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson will have 1. And Sly will make 1 of 3 field goals. And we will end 24.
Inside where there's no airflow.
1 of 3. 24-13 Washington. So that's my precarious prediction. Now we can end the thing.
Ta-dum.
Where's the music? Where's the music?
Oh no! Is your music?
Dude, I think when I hit precarious predictions, it crapped out all of the music.
It might have, yeah, because you had to play them before.
That's so weird.
Crazy.
All right. Well, anyway, something crapped the bed over here. Let's wiggle the wire.
From Shanny. Just wiggle the wire. That might make it work.
Wiggle the wire. Shanny, you better get with me on Discord. We got a pregame. We'll talk to you guys next week. And maybe before the game in the Discord room, go into the live podcast, and me and Josh might broadcast from there. From the stadium.
4:25 Sunday afternoon.
Anyway, hail to the Redskins, and if you see a Cowboys fan,
you know what to do.
Joker! Bye-bye.